DC Animation presents an adaptation of the very first Elseworlds tale, Batman Gotham by Gaslight. Let's take a look. Batman Gotham by Gaslight pretty much tells the story as if Gotham was London in the Victorian era. In this one, we got the vigilante that we all know and love, Batman, up against Jack the Ripper, with a little assistance from Selena Kyle. What I love about the Elseworlds story, and this is based on the very first Elseworlds story by Brian Augustine, released back in 1988, which I'd never read, unfortunately. What I love about these is they take our existing characters and put them into very different circumstances. As in this story here, we have Batman in Victorian era London, pretty much. They take characters that we know and love, twist them, put them in different environments, and just deliver different and exciting stories. It gives the writers a chance to delve in and just create something unique with characters that we already know and love. And with this one, it's Batman versus Jack the Ripper, and it is amazing. I've never read the book, like I said, so I don't really know the story going in. I do know that Selena Kyle didn't feature in the graphic novel. They do take a few liberties when creating book-to-screen adaptations. That's nothing new. Directed by Sam Liu and featuring the voice talents of Bruce Greenwood as Batman and Jennifer Carpenter as Selena Kyle. I'm not going to give away any spoilers. As in many of my reviews, I don't like to spoil the surprise. I just want to give a general impression of what I thought of the movie and how it looked on the 4K HDR format. And man, am I so glad that DC Animation is releasing their features in this format. Batman Gotham by Gaslight looks absolutely stunning. The HDR, as per normal, just shines. I know I keep saying that in every review I do, but I'm just continuously impressed by how good HDR just shines in these transfers. Yeah, you got your 4K, which is the high resolution, and of course, that's going to look good. Some movies have a lot of film grain, and that does show up quite readily in a high-resolution format. But it's where the HDR comes in that movies truly shine. Getting that high dynamic range of colors just make it pop. And if you've got the right TV format, then, man, you're in luck, because the colors in this are just gorgeous. Yeah, we're in Victoria-era London, so there's a lot of dark hues and, gloomy settings. It's not the brightest of movies, but the blacks are so crisp and clear, and you can see perfectly in every dark scene. And the sky is red in a lot of this movie, kind of like a looming, omnipresent red in the sky, and it just shines. There was a nice battle between Batman and Jack the Ripper atop a Zeppelin. They were fighting in silhouette with the moon in the background. Beautiful. It reminded me very much of a shot from James Bond Skyfall, where they're having a fight in front of neon signs, and they were silhouetted. One of the highlights of that movie. And man, I really need to do a retrospective on my James Bond collection, so I'll do that one day. Anyway, off topic. It looked astounding, and towards the end we're having the big face off, and there's a lot of fire and explosions, and yeah, it just shines. It's really done quite well. The animation is, per normal, beautiful in these movies. It's not highly detailed animation. If you're a fan of the DC animated movies, then you know the animation is bare bones. It's not bad, but it's not overly detailed, but still good enough to carry the story, and it looks fantastic. I really, really enjoyed this one. There's so many DC animated movies out there. We do have a few highs and lows. I think the previous one to this was Batman and Harley Quinn, which was not very good, but that was also on the 4K HDR format, so it looked good, but the movie itself I thought was a little bit lame. And this is also one of the few animated movies from DC that was R-rated in America for violence. It was rated M here in Australia, with The Killing Joke and Justice League Dark being the other two. So they are taking a bit of a harder edge in these animated movies. Like this one is featuring Jack the Ripper, for God's sake. There's a scene in this movie where he takes down one of his early kills. Not overly graphic, but it does have blood flowing quite freely in this. So not really aimed at the kiddies. It is a darker tale. Yes, aimed more toward the adult. Put the movie on for your kids at your own discretion, by all means. But it is definitely a darker take on the Batman tale, and I was thoroughly engaged the whole way through. Having Batman versus Jack the Ripper, like I've always been, well, not a fan of Jack the Ripper. I mean, the guy was a lunatic, but I've always been interested in the lore and the mystique of this horrible guy terrorizing Victorian era London, just killing women. And I mean, I've seen the photos, call me morbid, but yeah, really, really horrible stuff. And humanity, like people as a whole, are always kind of drawn to the darker side. Like, just kind of curious about, you know, the horrible things that people do. Like when you go past a car accident, we're always kind of like looking to see, I don't know why, but we just do. So we always have a fascination with the darker side of humanity, and Jack the Ripper is an iconic historical figure. And having a story about Batman taking him on was just really cool, and I really thoroughly enjoyed it. And the 4K HDR, once again, like I said, stunning. It was really, really good. So if you are collecting the DC animated movies, then yeah, it's a no-brainer. You're going to put this in your collection. If you're new to the series, yeah, man, start at the beginning. This is a really good collection of movies. The DC Animation House just delivers. The stories, the voice talent is just second to none. I really, really enjoyed them, and I recommend you dive in and check them out. No matter how you feel about the live action movies, the animated stuff is top notch. So get on it. They tell some really, really good stories. Fantastic. Anyway, guys, that's it for my quick review on Batman Gotham by Gaslight. I hope you enjoy the movie. Definitely check it out. If I was going to give it a rating out of 10, I'd give it a solid 8. 8 out of 10 for Batman Gotham by Gaslight. It's a really good story based on a very interesting concept. Like I said, I haven't read the book. I might have to check that out pretty soon because I love a good graphic novel. But yeah, a lot of fun. Well done. Great flick. Anyway, guys, thanks for checking into my channel. I'll catch you in the next video. Thanks for watching.